So the next book why do I look like a cheerleader? What am I doing? Okay. Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be giving you guys a book haul of everything that I've gotten for Christmas, but also just a few months prior, whenever my last book haul was, because the book buying doesn't stop. It doesn't matter what time of the year it is. So what do we have in this book haul? We have books that I bought myself, which is how I primarily get my books, because nobody wants to buy me books unless it's a special occasion. I got sent some ARCs. I won a costume contest, which ended up getting me the book of my choice for that prize. I have book of the month and tried out other subscription boxes for the first time, so there's some of that as well. And I think that about covers it. So let's just get into everything that I have purchased, that was given to me, and that was just somehow ended up on my doorstep. The first books I'll show you are the ones that I got from Books A Million when I went there and I was looking through their bargain price section, and they have a really, really good selection in their bargain price section. Like, sometimes it slaps, sometimes it's like a miss, but these last two times that I went were absolute hits. First, I have Slay by Brittany Morris, and this is a YA book, I think kind of science fiction, or maybe it's just contemporary with video game elements to it. But the book is about Kira Johnson, who creates this video game for Black gamers, and it's like a safe space for them, and I don't know what they do in the game, but it's a game. They play it. Something happens in the game world that causes it to go mainstream and people to find out about it, and it becomes this big controversy about people calling it racist and this, that, and the other. So it drives this conversation about identity and safe spaces and what's exclusionary and what isn't exclusionary, in this really interesting plot. So I'm excited to get to this one. I almost didn't pick it up because I was like, I'm probably not going to read this anytime soon, and I don't know, I'm drifting a little bit away from YA somewhat, so it has to really be compelling for me to want to read it. But this cover is so pretty. As you can see, it was $6.97, and when I was about to put it back, I saw that it was signed, because I tried to tell myself, okay, no, I'll come back for it another time, and if it's still there, I'll get it. And I looked at the other copy, and the other copy that they had was not signed. So I was like, okay, we gotta get this while we can. So now I have Slay. My next Books A Million purchase was a whopping $5.97 for this gorgeous Muse of Nightmares, the US edition. I already have the UK edition over there somewhere, so it's ridiculous that I even bought this. But like I said, it was $5.97, and why not have both, right? Right? I really can't justify this purchase because I haven't read the series yet. I bought this because I have Strange the Dreamer in the US version too, and I was like, oh, like, it's cheap and I can get it and I can have both sets and they would match and it would be nice. But I should really read the book first, so yeah. Next, I got Providence by Kepnes, and this is the author of You, that thriller series about the guy, Joel Goldberg, who's I don't know, the show, you know the show. I have read You, by the way, and I did really enjoy it, so I wanted to try out Providence since it was a $6.97 purchase. That's crazy, right? But this book is about a small town in Rhode Island. I'm gonna guess Providence, I don't remember. No, New Hampshire, okay. Anyway, follows two characters, John and Chloe. They're best friends. They've been best friends since childhood. One day, John gets kidnapped, and before he declares his love for Chloe, this is a really rambly synopsis, but John's in love with Chloe. He gets kidnapped, can't tell her. Chloe thinks she'll never see him again. 4 years later, John shows up and wants to pick up where he and Chloe left off. He realizes that he possesses strange powers, and this went in a completely different direction than I expected it to, even though I've read the synopsis before. So, afraid of hurting Chloe, John runs away, embarking on a journey for answers. So, there are powers in here, apparently. I don't know. I like the cover. I like the author's first book, You. I didn't really like Hidden Bodies that much, but that matters not. So, we're gonna give this a try. And then finally, from Books A Million, I got Wicked Saints by Emily A. Duncan. This book I have seen on Bookstagram a lot. I have a friend, Amelia, who talks about it so much and just how good it is, and so I wanted to give it a try, and since I found it for $4.97, I was like, yes, get in my belly. I love it. The only thing I don't love about this book is this disgusting, like, I don't know if you'll focus. This disgusting, like, picture of the girl who slightly looks like Britney Spears, just a little bit. Anyway, I don't like that. I hate that she's on there. I really wish that they would just have let it be a red spine, because this was a pretty spine. Look how pretty that spine is. And then they did that. But anyway, I'm just gonna read you a quick little thingy. Look at these end pages. Like, come on, $4.97, come on. A girl named Nadia who hears the whispers of the gods inside her head, a prince surrounded by desperate suitors and deadly assassins, a monster hidden behind pale tortured eyes and a smile that cuts like a knife, Three characters, their paths cross, entwined during a centuries-long war filled with sinners and saints, magic and mystery, and a star-crossed romance that threatens to tip the scales between dark and light forever. I hear a sizzling romance in this, and I'm very excited to find out more. As you can see, I'm still cheap. I just also don't have self-control. The next book I found at a little outdoor library outside of the dog park that I go to take my dog to play and stuff, and that was Well Met by Jen DeLuca. This is another book that I've just seen around on Bookstagram, and people have said it's a really cute, fun romance. I know that it follows these two characters who work at a Renaissance fair together. I don't know much else about it, but I like that kind of setting where it's like work friends or work enemies who slowly start to fall for each other. I really enjoy those kinds of stories, so I feel like I'm gonna like this one. My sister immediately took it from me when I brought it home and read it herself, and she said that it got really weird around page 250. So I don't know what that means. I'm excited to find out what that means. Hopefully that doesn't make me hate it, because it kind of turned her off of the book. So the next book I actually won in a costume contest that was hosted on Halloween by the Women of Color Book Club. You should go follow them on Instagram. They're really great. They do a lot of cool things over on their page. But I just want to show you the winning picture that I had here. This was me dressing up as Emmanuel from The Year of the Witching. So after I won, they were kind enough to give me a book of my choice from bookshop.org, and the book I chose was In the Dream House by Carmen Maria Machado. This is a memoir that follows an abusive relationship, I believe, and I really like what it said on the back, so I'll just read it to you. But it says, each chapter is driven by its own narrative trope: the haunted house, erotica, the Bildungsroman, through which Machado holds her story up to the light while also casting a critical eye over legal proceedings, fairy tales, iconic works of film and fiction, and a broad swath of queer history. In the Dream House explodes our ideas about what a memoir can do and be. That sounds absolutely amazing. I learned about this book from BookTube because other people were talking about how amazing it is and revolutionary. So I really decided to give it a try for myself. I'm definitely making it a goal to read more memoirs for 2021, and this is going to be at the top of the list. Then I won a giveaway hosted by St. Martin's Press, and I was able to receive Breakup by Manon. This is the same author who wrote the When Dimple Met Rishi trilogy. I don't know if it's a trilogy, but it's like a series that they're all in the same universe. Those were all her YA books. This is her first adult romance, and I'm really excited to give it a try. I really liked When Dimple Met Rishi, but I did not like that much the next book, From Twinkle with Love. I really did not like that book. What I really like about Songya Manon / Lily Manon's writing is that she tries to make her female main characters have something really important to them. So for When Dimple Met Rishi, Dimple was really into app development. I think that might be also what she's into in this book. Yes, okay, yeah, so Anika Dev believes in her app. Makeup has been called the Google Translate for failing relationships. So she's also an app developer in this. And so they always have some sort of goal that's driving them, whether it be their career or their just really intense hobby. For Twinkle, it was her filmmaking. And I love stories about filmmakers and filmmaking, but the main character in that book was just unbearable. So it really ruined it for me. But I like that she does that with her stories. I definitely think it'll have a similar feel to her young adult stuff, but I'm excited to see how it differs. And the last book that was sent to me was Witches Steeped. It deserves its own time in the frame. Look at that. Look at that. Witches Steeped in Gold by, I believe it's Shannon Smart. This is a witchy Caribbean story following two main characters. We have Araya, who has spent her entire life in a cell. She was actually the heir to the throne of her kingdom, but was somehow exiled and pushed out. And now all she wants is revenge. And then we have Jasmine, who is actually currently living in the kingdom that Araya is from. She is the daughter of the, I don't know what you call it, the usurper or whoever pushed out Araya. But Jasmine doesn't like that her mother has no qualms about killing her off because she's a threat to her mother's power. And so Jasmine and Araya have to kind of work together to overthrow this kingdom. They are enemies, but they have to work together, and I'm excited for that dynamic. I wonder if it's queer. I'm not sure. It doesn't really say anything in the synopsis, but that would be a pleasant surprise. Both of these books come out in February, so I have to read them as soon as possible in the new year because I want to get ahead of this and let you guys know my thoughts. Okay, next we have Book of the Month, and these are the books I got for November and December. For December, because we're just going to go out of order, it's fine. We have The Office of Historical Corrections by Danielle Evans. This is a short story collection that really digs deep and shines a light on race and its connection to U.S. history, so that is all I really need to know. It's super interesting. There are a bunch of short stories in here following different things. I really enjoy reading short story collections. I think this one's going to be great, and yeah, I'm excited to read this, as I've said about everything else in this video so far. For November, I got the Book of the Month and an add-on because, say it with me, I have no self-control. That's right. Thanks, everybody. For the book of the month, I got Memorial by Brian Washington, which follows a couple that is kind of in shambles. They love each other, but they're no longer in love, and they're just living together, basically like just inconvenient roommates. The two characters are Benson and Mike. Mike is a Japanese-American chef. Benson is a black daycare teacher, which just sounds so cute. And I'm really excited about the promise of that kind of different kind of relationship, especially it's a queer interracial relationship and it's not like black and white. So I'm very excited about that. I think the main story here is basically that Mike leaves their apartment in Houston to go hang out with he's spending his father's dying days with him, basically. And so he travels to Japan to go visit his father. His mother actually ends up coming over to Houston, and so Benson is left hosting Mike's mom, and it's just a really weird, awkward situation. I don't know how this relationship is going to play out at all, but I'm really interested in it. I read a little bit of I just like opened a random page in the middle of the book and I was really into the writing style. So yeah, this one I feel like it's going to be really good. Then I got Severance by Ling Ma, which I've already read and I talked about it in my November wrap up. I really enjoyed this story. It follows this girl named Candace Chin. She's moved to New York and she's just living on her own, got a job that she's not really passionate about, but she's good at it. And she's just doing her thing, minding her business. And then a pandemic hits, which is very similar to how it all happened for us in the real world. So the story is told going back and forth between Candace living kind of pre-pandemic and then during pandemic, and then the future where she's traveling with a group trying to survive the more apocalyptic version of the United States. Then I received the October book box from the Bookish box, and the book in that box was Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Miniscalco. I've also talked about this in my November wrap up. We already know how I feel about this book. It was not good. This is about a girl named, I don't even remember. This follows Amelia, and she is looking for the person who killed her sister, her twin sister. They're both witches, and there have been witch hunters around, but there's also been demons around, and they're trying to figure out, is it the demons or is it the witch hunters? Who's killing them off? She enlists the help of a demon prince to help her figure out who yanked out her sister's heart, and together they go on an adventure around this weird like 1920s Italy, which according to Goodreads reviewers is not at all accurate, so those were always fun to read. The box did come with some fun stuff, so I don't regret the purchase, and it is a really pretty book. So you get the things. You get this nice little detail here, and I don't know if the end pages are in everyone's book, but you also get this really pretty artwork. And it's signed by the author, so definitely one to keep, even if I didn't love it that much. The next one I got was the 10th anniversary special UK edition of Daughter of Smoke and Bone. Let's just take a moment to admire it. Yes, we already know. I actually owned 2 copies of this book already. I had the original version in paperback and in hardcover back there, but let it be known that the hardcover one I got at a thrift store and the paperback one I got because I needed the book to read. So this I did not need, but I did need it. So here we have this stunning blue sprayed edges. We've got a dust jacket on the inside with artwork from the actual book. We got this stunning embossed hardcover, and it says, "She had been innocent once, a little girl playing with feathers on the floor of a devil's lair. She wasn't innocent now." These covers are obviously also exclusive and just so unique. And the first one's stunning, the second one is okay, the third one is, I don't like to think about it, but I'm gonna get them both anyway. And it's also signed by Laini Taylor. And that makes 3 Daughter of Smoke and Bone books in my collection now. And yeah. Speaking of Daughter of Smoke and Bone, this is what I got for Christmas. So I sent my dad my Amazon wish list, and I suspect that he just was not really feeling Christmas this year, and he just got whatever anyone told him to get. And these were on my wish list. I really didn't expect anyone to get them for me because I was like, first, I already have the books. Second, they don't like to get me books because they think that my obsession with books is really annoying. So they being my family. I don't know, maybe it was because I started my booktube channel or my bookstagram, but for some reason I got a lot of books for Christmas. And 3 of them were the 10th anniversary US editions of Daughter of Smoke and Bone, and they are just so stunning. Absolutely love the look of them. They're significantly better than the UK editions new covers, but I want them all. Please don't at me in your book consumerism videos. I know I have a problem. I know that books are filling a void that can never actually be filled. So just be gentle. I'm a Cancer. I'm very sensitive. I'm fragile. Another book that was on my wish list was Patron Saints of Nothing by Randy Rabai. I just want to point out how I opened a box with both of these in it, like together, and look how perfect they are together. Can you see that? Is this visible? I don't know. I can't see. But anyway, like they look really good together. Anyway, focusing on Patron Saints of Nothing, this book follows a kid who goes to the Philippines to track down who killed his cousin, I believe. So yeah, the kid's name is Jay. He's about to graduate from high school, which I love that kind of age range where you're about to start college, so I'm really excited about that. But then his cousin ends up getting murdered, and he's hoping to uncover more about Jun, which is his cousin's name, and the events that led to his death. Jay is forced to reckon with the many sides of his cousin before he can face the whole horrible truth and the part he played in it. I don't know what that means, but I know that Belle from Belle Can Read was talking about this book in one of her vlogs, and she made me really interested to read it, so I put it on my wish list, and so I'm really grateful that my dad got this for me. Then my friend and former roommate from college, Sarah, got me these two books for Christmas: Meet Cute Club by Jack Harbin and The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. Meet Cute Club is about a guy named Jordan who works at a bookstore. He works with his coworker Rex. His name is Rex, apparently. Okay, so Rex is always bullying him. Not really, that's a heavy word, but like making fun of him for his taste in romance and stuff. And they don't really get along, but then one day Rex shows up at his romance book club. And yeah, things ensue from there. I'm really excited about this. I think that's such a cute idea for a story. And The City We Became tells a revolutionary story of culture, magic, and myths in contemporary New York City. I love contemporary fantasy. Guess what I am? I'm excited to read it. And finally, bringing this book haul to a close is Black Sun by Rebecca Rowan Horse. This book has been all over BookTube, all over Bookstagram, and it's been all over my wish list too. This is book one of the Between the Earth and Sky trilogy, and it's inspired by the civilizations of the pre-Columbian Americas and woven into a tale of celestial prophecies, political intrigue, and forbidden magic. So it's like an indigenous fantasy, which, yes, I want to see more of this. If you have any recommendations, I really want to read more indigenous work. This cover, stunning. This premise, stunning. I am so thankful to have this because it's like one of those books you put on your list thinking that no one's going to get it for you. So yeah, I was just really surprised by all the books I got for Christmas this year. I am so thankful to my friends and family for getting them to me. I know you see the never-ending stack of books that piles up, but I appreciate you indulging me anyway. Those are all the books. I'm not even gonna bother picking them up. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more content from me. You can also connect with me on Bookstagram at the links below and on Goodreads. That's all I have to say. I'm done talking. Thank you for watching this video. I feel like a Sailor Moon character. Goodbye.